What is up, everybody, and welcome back to episode 17 of our Pro Cyclist mode, where today we're looking to win it for a third time in a row, the Czech National Championships. It's a parkour that suits us very well. We're definitely going to try and look to get in the breakaway because that's been the winning ticket the past 2 years. Then after that, we will do the interesting stages from the Tour de Wallonie and the Donostia San Sebastian Klasikoa, which this should be an episode where we win some races, I'm hoping. And I'm hoping that starts with our continued domination of the Czech National Championships. And as we can see, that stage is going to be a 196.6 kilometer hilly stage that's set up perfectly for a rider like us. We're definitely going to look to jump in the break and then make a move up that last hill. Hopefully we don't get chased down like the previous 2 years. But yeah, let's see if we can three-peat in the red, white, and blue of Czechia. And unfortunately, as you can see, every time I tried to attack, everybody worked as hard as they could to chase me down. But anytime anybody else attacked, nobody wanted to pull, so the front group of two is 16 minutes ahead, and we are not going to have a three-peat as Czech national champion. And as you can see up in the top right, Thomas Kalajros and Daniel Visakan coming in 1-2 in the national championships. So it is confirmed we will not wear that jersey, but we did fight to get over that last hill in first place, and now it's a downhill sprint to the line, so at least we get onto the podium. But a very disappointing day for Vladimir Saracen. But we will look to shake off that disappointment at the ETIAS Tour de Wallonie. It's going to be a 5-stage race. The first one, a 183.6 kilometer flat stage. There's a few little hills in the middle, but I don't think this is going to be a big stage for GC. A lot of interesting stages after this, though, so we're just going to try and get through this one as fast as we can. And with 2.5k left to go, we are coming to the end of stage 1. Again, we're just looking to stay with this front group. I don't think we're going to be the one to take the sprint as we launch from 1.2 up. Piet Allegard is up towards the front though, but it looks like it's going to be Thomas Barta, Dusan Rahovic, and Vito Brat will round out your podium for stage 1 as we come across the line in 16th place. And that will bring us to stage 2, the 167.3 kilometer hilly stage, which is the stage of the tour that we're really going to look to take advantage of. We have to attack here, we have to get some time, and we have to make any attacks stick. And with 20k to go, the race has come back together. Alexander Salvi is on the front, Mathieu Bourgadeau is eating the wind for us, and we are in a terrific position. We might actually look to just push the pace up here ourselves, or it looks like everybody else is trying to push the pace. Ide Skelling up here, we got to watch what he does. He's got to be considered one of the favorites as well as ourselves. We got to be honest here. I think anybody's going to have a hard time trying to beat us in these hill stages, as it's Bickmore and Wiemais looking to go for these last mountain points, but we're going to sit up, hope that Axel Zingla, our water boy for the time being, can catch us, and look to keep this group together until that final climb right there at the finish line. And we have reached 4.5 kilometers left to go. We're gonna get our acrobatic descent down this last little bit. Set our pace to 87. We do have an 11-second gap now, and we're gonna look to pace really hard up this final hill. We have 13 seconds right now. We don't want to go just yet. Our red bar not in the best spot. 8 seconds. It looks like they are closing, but we're going to go ahead and launch our sprint, and that gap extends a little bit more as we are going to come across the line in first place and hopefully take the lead of the Tour de Wallonie. And there we see Vladimir Saracen on the podium with a gap of 4 seconds to everybody else. And if we take a look at the GC, that does move us into first place with Sjord Bax and Ide Skelling right behind us. Soren Werenskjold, Tobias Holland Johannesson, also two riders that we have to watch out for as this race goes on. And after that win, we come to stage 3, a 189.4 kilometer flat stage. But there should be moves to be made here with that little rise in elevation right before the finish. It looks like it could be a perfect opportunity for us to take a little more time with our GC lead here. And unfortunately, with about 140 kilometers left to go, the man who does not like being called a water boy under any circumstances, Axel Zingla, has fallen and withdrawn from the Tour. So that is a strong domestique down for Team Cofidis. But we pick back up with about 11k left to go. The final sprint points just went off and we are setting the pace. Brigado out in front once again, and we are going to look to make our move up this last little hill. So we are going to pop our energy gel early and hope it comes into effect right at the bottom. As Brigado getting a little lost, we just need him to sit in front of us and take the wind, because we are looking to win this entire stage race. Now we want to hit our attack as soon as it pitches up. I don't think we'll need the sneak option, and right now we can launch a very heavy attack. I don't think anybody's following that, and we can set our pace up to 92 the rest of the way up this hill. We just need to get over the top first, and we can acrobatic descent our way to the finish. Can also start our sprint, I guess. We're already 1.5 kilometers away from the finish. We have 16 seconds, 18 seconds on the trailing field, and we are slowing down pretty heavily towards the finish line. 6 seconds. It looks like they're catching up, but we will take our second stage win by the skin of our teeth. Another 4 seconds over Fred Wright, Soren Werenskjold, and Ide Skelling. And this is how the GC situation looks currently. We are in first place by 18 seconds over Sjord Bax, and Fred Wright now equal with him on time, as Soren Werenskjold falls back to 20 seconds behind, and we have a very, very strong position here at the Tour de Wallonie. And coming off of those back-to-back stage wins, we run into stage 4, a 178.4 kilometer flat stage. The end doesn't look like it's going to be as well suited to us, but if we can pop an aerodynamic descent down that last little bit, all bets are off. We could make this a three-peat, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. And with 10k to go, it has been a much tougher stage than I expected. T-Berry up there pushing the pace for Bahrain Victorious, and most of our guys are already off the back trying to pull the early breakaway back to heel, but we're still in a good position, still have tons of stamina. Brigado can still do a little bit of work for us, as with 7k to go, we will approach a tiny little hill. Want to make sure nobody gets any ideas up there at the front, as we're going to pop our energy gel and hope we can attack over the top here. But the pace is incredibly high right now as we look to make our attack, and we can make it a little harder as we go 99 over this final hill. We are in a good spot, but unfortunately, oh, okay, I'm not the leader apparently. We have a 30-second gap over A2, but yeah, we're not gonna win this stage. Couldn't create any kind of separation. We're just gonna stay with this front group as Vito Breat, Sasha Wimes, and Thomas Barta take the stage as we come across the line in 22nd position. Piet Allegard in 4th, though, a great result for him. And it's much of the same in the GC standings after stage 4. We are still in first place, Sjord Box in second, tied with Fred Wright on 18 seconds. I thought he could have got some bonus seconds there, but apparently he didn't, which is good news for us going into the final stage. And here is our first look at that final stage, stage 5, a 189.6 kilometer flat stage, but it has an uphill sprint finish, which should suit us pretty well. It looks pretty similar to stage 2, I believe it was. The hill stage, just not quite as long. And I think we're in with a decent chance at a result on this one too. And we are here with 9.5k left to go. And we are getting closer and closer to this uphill finish. And Colin Joyce decides he wants to go. And Bovin, we have to make sure that move does not stick, as we have to set our pace up to 87. Bovin's still trying to get away, but we are not letting him. As with about 5k left to go, we're going to go ahead and pop our energy gel. Brigado trying to take the wind, but right now his job can be considered done, as we're just trying to consolidate our spot, finish with this group, and take home our GC win, as there is 1.8k left to go. We don't want to go quite yet. We will get up to 92 though, and watch as everybody tries to sprint around us, as they will. We only have a 65 sprint stat today, as it's going to be Ryubashenko to come around and take the win. But us coming across the line in 5th place will confirm we are the champion of the Tour de Wallonie, and very deserved after the frustration Vladimir Saracen has for losing his national champion jersey. And there we get a look at Alexander Ryubashenko, the Belarusian rider, on the top step of the podium for the last stage. But if we click over, we get a look at the real show. The GC winner, Vladimir Saracen, by 18 seconds over Sjord Box, Corbin Strong rounding out the podium. But it felt very good to dominate a race after something as frustrating as those national championships, and we're going to keep looking to keep the train rolling at the next race, that is the Donostia San Sebastian Klasikoa. And we are riding that vein of good form here to the Donostia San Sebastian Klasikoa, a 211.6 kilometer hill stage. But if you take a look at those climbs, they are incredibly steep. It might be a little too hard on our legs, but we're going to give it a go nonetheless. After that domination at the Tour de Wallonie, I think this could be right in our wheelhouse as well, and we're going to give everything we've got towards it. And we've reached the bottom of the Erlaitz with 42 kilometers left to go, and the front group still has about 2.5 minutes left, as the pace is just starting to really turn up now. But if we stay with this front group until the end of this climb, I'd say we have a pretty decent shot at winning this race up that last climb. And right at the top of the Erlaitz, Peo Bilbao, Mikkel Landa, Wilco Kelderman, Matthias Skelmosa, some big hitters, decide they wanted to make an attack, so we have decided to go ahead and follow that. If anything, just to get us some cheap water and to recover before this last climb, but this is a move that I can see sticking until the end. And with 18 kilometers left to go, the group was caught by a larger group of riders behind, but not quite the entire peloton. 38 riders in here. Our stamina still looking marginally okay, but that front group of 3 riders still has about a minute. We have one of our riders, Oscar Rodriguez, in there. Hopefully he can stay away until the end, but we're going to manage our energy usage until this last climb. I don't know if we're going to have enough energy to get over the top in first place, as other riders decide to hit the gas, and we have to make sure we stay in the front part of this group. So we can go ahead and use our energy gel right about now. We're pop our aerodynamic positioning as well, because we're going to need all the stamina savings we can get up this final climb. Murgio Tantura. It's only a 2.5 kilometer climb. It seems on paper like it should be good for us, but with our stamina where it is, if we don't get blocked off by Mauro Schmidt, dirty move there by the quick step rider, but our energy gel pops right when we need it to. But Carlos Rodriguez, Ben Tullett already up the road, and that might spell the end for us already, as we do not have long to go until the top of this climb. So we're going to go ahead and pop our attack, but it's not going to be enough. We're going to try and save some red bar up this final climb, but we can't, as that front group just kisses us goodbye, and even Juan Ayuso is cracked back here with the rest of us. And with 3K left, we are in a group with Yorstelbov and Le Surf, and it looks like Soler and Wellens are going to come around us as well. We're just trying to time this so we run out of red bar as soon as we hit the line. That's not going to happen, but Juan Ayuso is going to go ahead and get 13th, 14th for Soler, 15th for Tim Wellens, as we come across the line in 16th place. It's not quite what we had hoped for, but those mountain climbs did seem to be a bit too steep for us in the end. And with the turn of the month comes our next level up, level 17, and that means we can now race the Tour de France. We have the entire list of races available to us now, and we also get a skill point. I don't know if we're going to be able to improve our rider from here on out, so these skill points are going to be even more important. And right now I think charisma is probably where we're going to go. We're probably going to max that out and just keep getting points so we can choose the races we want to race every season. And transfer season has started, and there is a giant surprise. If you look down here at the Q36.5 Pro Cycling Team, Jonas Vingegaard, Tadej Pogacar, and Dylan van Baarle are all going to be riding for the same team next year. So there is definitely a team to beat, and with Jonas and Tadej combined, I don't know if that's even possible. But it looks like that will be all for this episode. Overall, I would say it's a success. A couple disappointing results, but the domination in the Tour de Wallonie makes it all better. And I wanted to thank you for your support on the series. It means the world. I try to put out an episode of this every week, sometimes 2 per week. It depends on how my work schedule goes and what's going on in my life. And I always put out 1 episode of the Team Sky Career Mode on Saturdays. So if you enjoyed the content, please feel free to subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you next time.